Alara's fingers hovered over the keyboard, but her heart was miles away, fluttering like the digital butterflies in the game she had built. The Whisperwind Gardens was her masterpiece, a complex strategy game dressed up as a whimsical fairy tale. Today, she had to present it. "Deep breaths, Alara," whispered Juno, gently straightening a wire trailing from Alara's laptop. "Your code is beautiful. Your world is genius. Don't let Mr. Silas intimidate you. Everyone knows his feedback is legendary for being tough." The lights of the auditorium were blinding. Alara plugged in her device, took a gulp of air, and began to speak, her voice trembling at first, then steadying as the glorious opening cinematic of the Whisperwind Gardens filled the massive screen. She talked about the custom physics engine, the procedural generation of the flora, and the deep, challenging strategy loop. For 10 minutes, she was lost in her own creation, forgetting the panel of judges entirely. Then came the questions. Judge Silas, a man with steel-gray eyes and a perpetually unimpressed expression, leaned forward. His voice was quiet, but it cut through the air. "Miss Alara, your aesthetics are charming, but your core economy is flawed. I find your complexity to be a veil for mechanical weakness. In short, your defense of the design is frankly acerbic." The words struck Alara like a thrown pebble. Acerbic, sharp and cutting. Her hands, which had been steady moments ago, clenched into fists inside the sleeves of her hoodie. She could feel the heat rising in her cheeks as she looked down at the floor. Then, she remembered why she had spent 300 hours on the code, not for a grade, but for the impossible challenge of making her own world. The acerbic critique was just a view, not a truth. She took a deep breath and looked up, meeting Judge Silas's gaze. "Sir," she said, her voice clear and strong, "the complexity is not a veil. It is the point. I chose to create a high-risk, high-reward system because the real world doesn't hand out easy wins. I made the economy difficult because that challenge is where the true fun lies." Silas blinked, a nearly imperceptible sign of surprise. A corner of his mouth twitched upwards. "An excellent retort, Miss Alara. Your design is still highly unconventional, but your conviction and the complexity you've built around it is undeniable. I stand corrected on your presentation's weakness." Alara stepped off the stage and into Juno's immediate hug. The weight of the presentation had lifted, replaced by a fierce surge of confidence. She hadn't just survived the criticism. She had used the sharpness of that acerbic feedback to sharpen her own strength.